I've had several people message me about AI faceless YouTube automation channels and what AI program is actually the best to use in order to do this. And I honestly have never done faceless YouTube. I started a channel 2 days ago. I started digging into it to see if it was going to work and if there was going to be a way to make a video about it and share it. So let me start off by saying this and being completely crystal clear. I have never taken a sponsorship. I don't plan on it. So this is completely my opinion, unbiased. Will this product or program work? And there will be no sugarcoating it. And again, hand to God, not paid, not sponsored, nothing. Completely unbiased from just my review. So I've been seeing videos on TubeGen AI, and this is supposed to be a one-stop shop. So I've watched a whole bunch of videos on YouTube. I've probably put 10 hours of just watching videos of how people are doing this. So here's where we start. We're in here. I created my account. Now, like I said, not sponsored. I went with this one right here, 500 a month, and you get 165,000 credits. It starts at $100. But the reason I did this one is because you can do image animations, because this will make everything for you. It will go to video idea to script to voiceover to images that you can then animate to then a thumbnail generator. It's supposed to be a one-stop shop, make a video in under 30 minutes. So let's continue on. But this is what I did. You don't have to do that. You could start here. But again, you don't get the image animations until you get to this level. And I wanted to try it out. So we're back at our main tab. And you can see I've done a little bit of work here. I've been messing around with it for a few days, like I said. So this is where you start. You come up to the niche finder, and it's going to bring up a whole bunch of channels of what this defaults to: faceless, long form English, over 5,000 typical views and in the last 90 days. So the videos say to start here. You come to the advanced filters. You want it to be within the last 90 days. I'm going to go more aggressive and actually say I want to replicate a channel from August, because essentially they're saying find a video that's getting a lot of views that monetize quickly. And since it's a newer channel, you basically want to replicate or directly copy it essentially to also see if you can tag onto some of that traction to get going. So we're going to go August. I am going to check this box for monetized because I don't want to follow or try and replicate a channel that is trying to get going, because if it never gets going, then we're in the same spot. So the only thing that people say when they make these videos to change is this right here. And they know I've seen people put 5,000 for average views. I've seen people put 10,000. So I'm going to go more aggressive and put 10,000. And then you just do apply filters. Every time you do this, it costs 100 credits. Of course, it's the credit game. It's stupid. And then on the sort by, you go by recency, because you want to see who got streamlined the quickest, the fastest, who's making money. So some of these we're going to look at, and we're going to be able to tell that we're not going to be able to replicate it off of just a voiceover and still images. So this is going to be videos. We're not going to be able to, this is AI generated. We're not going to be able to replicate that within here. So we can immediately cross it off. So I'm not going to talk through it all, but let's find one, and then I'll show you which one we're going to go with and be right back with you. This one right here will be easy to do. History guide, 4,000 subscribers, at typical views, 67,000. It's been around 4 weeks. It's monetized, only has 16 total videos. So let me show you what this channel looks like. It's right here. You can see we just hover over these. You can tell that it's still images. I don't want to spend too much time on this person's channel. They have a lot of weird stuff on here. So we're not going to go that aggressive, but you can see these are still images with just a voiceover. So once you've decided what you're going to go with, you click this button right here called that just says copy style. So this does a couple of things. It's pulling all of the details from it that it can, and I'll show you why this applies here in a second when this is done. I was actually scrolling through and found another one, so I'm going to copy the style of this one too. They're both kind of along the same lines: Untold War Archives, and what was our other one called up here? History Guide. So similar, but we're copying the style. It just did those. So then we come back up here to TubeGen. So here's what you can do. Let's do Untold War Archives. You come to the channel and you just copy the URL. And then in TubeGen over here, there's these the tools lines. You click that and generate title by channel URL and put in the channel that you just copied the link to. Let it run, do its thing. I'll be right back with you. Now, once you input this channel right here, it is pulling name like titles and things like that it thinks that you're going to want. So you can select one that's similar. So let's just go with how U.S. camp hygiene left German and Japanese female POWs amazed. So you click it, it populates in. Now, this is the next important thing. You click this red style and you're going to click Untold War Archives. But before you do that, this is the important part. You click this pencil right here. You then come in and see the style is it's going to mimic this channel. It defaulted based on the research it did from copying the style that these scripts, about 30 minutes long, that's about 3,500 words or so. It's doing 3,800 in English, and then the voice. This is the thing you need to make sure of.
A good story hooks you in like the first tug on an invisible thread, compelling you to follow it twist by turn until the very end.
Okay, so we'll go with that. That's fine. So we'll leave it as is, but then you can go into advanced settings and you can change, do you want the speed of the voice faster, similarity, stability, exaggeration? You can totally customize all of these to be a little bit different. I'm just going to leave everything as is for the sake of this. We'll just save it, and then I need to select that this is the one I want. So then from here, I don't do anything else except I click generate. You can see here it's working through a narrative that matches or mirrors this right here, and it's starting to run through. So while it's doing this, let me show you guys the channel that I started a couple days ago when I was testing this out. It's right here called Operation Debrief. I made all of this with AI. I made the logo, I made the banner in Gemini. I went into Canva to resize it, but this took me 15 minutes to make. So you come in here, ChatGPT gave me the description. You can see I've made a couple videos. It's all been about World War II and Japanese and Pearl Harbor and all of that so far, but this is going to be the first one. You can see these ones actually didn't get very good views, but I took all these into Opus Clip and made them all into shorts. And you can see on the shorts, if I sort by popular, some of these actually, for me only having 22 followers, are getting some views. I'm not anything like amazing, but like lowest ones down here have like 169, but a lot of these are close to 1,000, which I know you need a lot of views on YouTube Shorts to get monetized, but this is still pretty good considering it's a brand new account, has 20 videos and 22 subscribers. So this is where we're going to be uploading it. So let's go back to our script and see what that looks like and if it's still working. Well, you can see down here, it's still going 2,300 words, still writing it out. Okay, looks like our script is done, 3,800 words, 3,808. So now, oh, actually, never mind. I apologize. It's still going. Okay, here we go. So now it's done, 3,862 words. So once it's done the script, you can come up here and then generate voiceover. And now remember, it's going to pull the voice from this style that we already selected. So once you click this, it automatically starts generating. So if you want to make any adjustments, you have to do all of this all over again, everything from the title, edit the style, then regenerate the whole script like a process. And I only know that because I tried to change it after the fact and you couldn't. Okay, so our voiceover's done, 25 minutes. Let's see how it sounds. We'll just listen to the first little bit of it.
March 1943, Camp Crystal Springs, New Mexico. The transport truck's engine coughed to silence under a blazing desert sun. Dust settled like fine powder over everything.
All right, we'll just leave it. We're just going to do this for the example. I'm going to post this video no matter what. So the next thing you do once you've done the voiceover, it generates, you kind of test it. It automatically downloaded. When you get to the end of all this, it'll put everything into like a dip for you, so you don't really need to download it as you go. But now let's click generate images, which is the next little icon right here. So there's a couple different things you can do. You can pick your aspect ratio, so you can go social media or YouTube. We're going to leave it on YouTube. Quality, I've never changed this, but I'm just gonna, you wanted to actually save credits, you could go like half the, leave it at better. Animate, for the sake of the video, I'm not gonna do it because I haven't messed around with it enough. I'm gonna do another follow-up video on it shortly, but right now we're just gonna leave so you can see what it gives you if you were to do the basic plan or the starter plan, whatever it's called. For 25 minutes, I'm gonna do 30 images. That way it should be cycling a new image. It won't go like a minute and a half before you see a new image, just so so landscape 60 credits, number of images 30. Then choose your style. There's these are in here now. You can do like Pixar style here. Obviously, that's not going to fit with what we're doing on this video, but we're going to go black and white because that's what they're doing here. That's what I've done here on these videos. So we'll just stick with the same thing. But here's what I am going to say. I'm actually going to follow what they have right here. I'm going to say this is a World War II era video. So keep all image styling appropriate and consistent for the time period, whatever. So I'll generate it. It's telling me it's going to cost X amount of credits, and we'll just continue. So while it's generating the images, I just want to show you guys over here in ChatGPT, I have an Operation Debrief folder, which is the name of the YouTube channel, the Faceless Channel. This is a put I gave it. I'm happy to share with anybody if they want it, but I'm not going to just clutter up the description with a big long prompt. So if you just reach out to me if you want this, but it's custom fit for Operation Debrief. I'll send it through, and basically all I need to do is provide the script. It's going to give me title, description, keywords, hashtags, regular tags, chapters, all of that. I'm actually going to stop this because I don't want this to go through GPT-5 Pro because it's going to take forever. So we're just going to repaste it in just auto mode so it's quick. So the prompt is basically doing this right here: professional grade YouTube optimization framework for your faceless history documentary channel. Give me 3 titles, description with keywords in the first 200 characters. That's one of the big things with YouTube. Tags, hashtags, chapters, virus boost. It's going to give me a thumbnail prompt, which I'll show you that as well in here. But let's come back over here. We're still at 83%, so let's wait for this to finish up and I'll show you what's next. Okay, so the images, it gives you a first image preview to see if you kind of like this black and white realistic photo, March 31 or 43. I don't know what I'm saying. Sure, we like it. So we're just going to do generate 29 more images. It's going to create all of them at once. And then there's another big key field here that's going to pop up when it's done with these that I'll show you. Once all of the images are done being created, all 30 of them, you can actually turn them into videos. So it's made all of these images. We can kind of scroll through like they all time frame that we wanted them to be, the prompt we gave it. So you click this right here. You could download all the images, but they're just going to be still images and you'll have the photos. It's going to give them to you anyways at the end. But the important thing here, if you were to click restart, it's obviously going to restart the whole thing. Or if you hit close, you can't come back to this screen. So you have to click this render videos button. And as you can see here, it's going to take these photos and it's going to make like scene 9. This is technically going to be a movie or a video from 7 minutes and 11 seconds to 7 minutes and 45 seconds. So this is going to be on screen for approximately 34 seconds. But the important thing is when you render the videos, it's timing these images to the script. So when this is done, you're going to be able to grab all of the videos out of a folder. Like I can highlight, you'll watch me, I'm going to highlight all 30 of them and just drag them into CapCut, and they're going to be synced timing wise with the voiceover. So all I have to do in order to edit this video is drag all 30 of these videos that it's making into CapCut, drop my audio underneath it, put the filter on it that I want, and then I'm immediately going to have a 25-minute video with photos synced to it in certain time frames with the audio lined up to match as well. So it's streamlining everything. So I'm not having to listen to the full 25-minute voiceover, taking these images and just dragging them and sliding them to where I want them to stop and the next ones to take over. It's doing that for me automatically, which I think is probably one of the biggest key factors for why I think this is so far from everything I've tried the best one, because I literally, if I wasn't sitting here talking to you, I'd be able to make this video in probably 15 minutes and I would have a full length 25-minute long form YouTube video that I would be able to upload and post. I mean, you could, as long as you have credits, and you could do day if you wanted to. So now you can see when those videos got done, it automatically downloaded this whole zip folder. So let me show you. Oh, let me change my screen really quick. Okay, so there we have this download folder right here that we clicked and opened up is this right here. So it gives you the images. So here's all 30 of the ones it generated. Then it gives you the videos right here, all the videos that are timestamped. They're all different lengths. Here's the voiceover audio. Here's the script, which we can see right here, and then the timestamps. So while we have this up, Control A, we'll come back to ChatGPT. We'll give it the script because it's asking for it with my prompt that I'm running. It also wants the timestamps, which I already had up. I don't know why I did that again. So then we'll paste those in, and then let's run that through. Let's go back to what we're doing here. So this is done full package complete. I have voiceover, I have videos, I have the script done, I have the timestamps, I have the images. I have what I need so far. While we're in here, we're going to do one more thing. If we come up here to AI tools, we can come down to thumbnail generator. This is another big piece when it comes to YouTube that holds a lot of people up. So you can either upload an image for reference or you can put in another YouTube URL. You can't do the whole channel. You need to actually pick a video. So is what we're going to do is let's find, what's the title of our video total? Oh, I pasted the wrong thing. Okay, so our title of the video is How U.S. Camp Hygiene Left German and Japanese Female POWs Amazed. So send the whole script through. I apparently pasted the wrong prompt last time. So we need to find something that's like German women POWs laughed at the food served. You'll see. Let's plug this one in. So
You've probably seen Lovable.
And then we'll come back here, YouTube URL, and we'll load it. So then once it loads in here, you click Analyze for 10 credits. Of course, credit game, like I mentioned earlier. And it brings this up here. This is the actual breakdown of this reference. Now, this part is kind of clunky. You can go back, but again, you have to reanalyze another 10 credits. So try and be careful and mindful of that. But I'm going to come down here to what my YouTube, my ChatGPT YouTube optimizer is doing, because it's going to give me a thumbnail prompt in here. So the prompt is giving me thumbnail concept, test, side-by-side split, left unexpected, right actual. So this is the prompt here. So I'm just going to copy this and we're going to replace this, but it should name styling and framework. So again, another 60 credits, and we generate, see what it comes up with. So this is what it came up with here. It's going to, for the sake of what we're doing here, I'm probably going to change this after the fact when we have more time, but I don't want to take the whole video just tweaking a thumbnail. But as you can see, if you found a thumbnail you wanted to directly copy, like you could literally any of these off of my channel, drop it in there, and it will essentially recreate it with just a small twist. So let's just download this, and then we will drag that into the folder so we have everything in one shot so we can easily upload it to YouTube. So here we have it. Here's our video. Here's the audio, script, thumbnail, timestamps. So we have everything there. So now the next thing we need to do, we're essentially done. Well, we are done with TubeGen. Nothing else needed. So let's close out of that. We now need to make our video. So let's open up CapCut, and then let's get back here into our videos. So let me show you how easy this is. Click on this first one, hold shift, click the last one, drag and drop it right here. Sorry, I had a pop up. Drag and drop it right here. Okay, so here is, then we grab our script and we drag and drop. It's perfectly lined up and synced.
March 1943, Camp Crystal Springs, New Mexico.
So here's what I do. I come up to transitions. I have one that I like. It's called Mix. We don't see it right away in the top. We just search it, Mix. I drag it to right in between the first two videos. I click OK, and then I apply to all. That way, at the end of each little...
Nakamura had been a teacher in Osaka before the war swept her into roles she never imagined. Her dark eyes took in every detail of the camp with a sharp attention of someone cataloguing potential threats and possible escapes. Behind her came nurses, clerks, radio operators.
The other thing I do is I go to effects. I go to intro and outro, and then I like this one here in the beginning, just so the video doesn't start just like raw photo. Here it is. You know, you at least have an opening, if you will. Then again, and the same thing on effects, under retro on the left-hand side, I come down, and since this is old school, I try and find one I like film frame.
Camp Crystal Springs,
New. I normally do. So we'll do that. We drag that the whole length of the video.
Camp Crystal Springs.
No matter where we are, we're framed in like
each other with to become communal rituals rather than solitary necessities. Keiko found herself struggling with emotions she hadn't expected to feel.
Once the video's done at this point, we could put captions on it if we want to, but I'm going to skip the captions because when I put it into Opus Pro, it's going to automatically give it captions when it makes them into shorts. And if I put captions on it right now and then have Opus Pro put captions, it captions over the captions, and you just can't do that. It looks stupid. You can't see it right. So we're going to leave this one as is, and we're going to export it. So now that that is finished exporting, here's what we're going to do next. We're going to come into our Faceless YouTube channel, click Create, Upload Video. And from here, we will drag the video we just made into YouTube, let it start doing its thing. And in the meantime, we'll come over here to ChatGPT where it's given us all of our details that we asked for. So let's just go with number 3. And I have vidIQ because I use vidIQ for all of my videos, especially on my lending stuff. And this will just tell you, it just gives you a score and it'll give you ways you can improve it if you want to. So you won't see this, but unless you have vidIQ, if you post all the time, I do recommend it. But that's once again just another monthly thing you got to have. So we'll copy the description. For the sake of this video, I would stop and read it later, or if I was doing this and had more time. But I'm just going to break this out a little bit, come back over here, copy our hashtags, and then I am going to tell ChatGPT to condense to only a few chapters, condense to the most important chapters. I don't want to have a 25-minute video with 30 chapters. That doesn't work. So while it's doing that, we'll copy our tags back over here. Scroll down to our tag section, paste those in, we're over. It always does this, we're always over. We'll just drop a couple of these out to get below our 500 character limit, so that'll work. There's our chapters redone, so we'll repaste those below here. Let's find our thumbnail, drag and drop that in. What are we missing? Oh, not added to a playlist. We'll do World War II Untold Stories, and then the end screen is on the next one will be 100 out of 100. So uploaded. We have an education channel. We'll click next. Let's add an end screen. We'll just pick this one. I don't think end screens really matter that much. This always changes, even though it was 100 on the other one. But when we look at it after the fact, it'll be 100 out of 100. So we'll go through next, and I don't have any video scheduled, so we'll just publish this as soon as it's done uploading. But for the most part, I've been on OBS for about 40 minutes. I know I've been talking and there's been like sound time while things have been loading, but you make these in like 20 minutes. So you can see here again, the long form's not doing too well. Made my first one 5 days ago. Haven't really got a ton of traction. I get like one comment. We'll see if this is going to work, but also this is just one example. It's one channel style. But recapping, if we go to TubeGen, simple, really easy to use. This isn't an ad. I'm not paid by them. I'm not given anything by them. Just to make the video we just made, and the simplicity of it all is pretty nice. So just to show you guys when we come back in here, because that one screen was showing different, 96 out of 100. When the video finishes uploading, it'll apply the end screen. It'll go 100 out of 100 with vidIQ. So that right there is faceless YouTube automation using TubeGen AI. What I would recommend if you're going to do it seems to be the easiest, unless you want to get into animations and you want to get into like level detailed stuff. You want to start prompting and everything. This is by far the easiest for making faceless YouTube videos.